Hello everyone, my name is Jiren. Today my group brings your Starbucks customer experience analysis survey. This survey is divided into 6 parts: background and product service, computer and research objectives, personas and development, customer journey mapping, key customer touchpoints, and the recommendations. Now we begin. Now I and my partner Cheng Chen will introduce background product service offering, computers, customer experience analysis. Now it's my part. Starbucks Corporation is an American multinational chain of the coffee house and restaurants. Starbucks Corporation is an American chain of the coffee house and restaurant Rivers headquarters in Seattle, Washington, November 2021. The company has the 300,033 stores in the 80 countries. The Starbucks logos has evolved 4 times to the green and white marriage we know today. Starbucks had to offer much more just coffee, including teas, beverage, pastries, and snacks. And in response to these products, Starbucks has been innovating with the customer and the marketplace. This was well received by fitness enthusiasts. Starbucks, they introduced no dairy drink option for lactate-intolerant people, starting with condensed milk, almond milk, and oat milk, but this option was available at an additional cost. Customers also found Starbucks selling also water, a brand of bottled water acquired by Starbucks in the 2003 and sold throughout North America. With a prominent label on the Esso bottle, the reading helped children get clean water, referring to the fact that the 0.5 and every $1.8 bottle sold goes to fund clean water projects in the underdeveloped areas. Now my partner Cheng Chen will introduce the competitors. That's okay.
Okay, let's talk about Starbucks and its competitors. We compared Starbucks' top 3 competitors in terms of number of stores, number of countries covered, and annual sales. They are Costa, McCafe, and Dunkin' Donuts. Starbucks is far ahead of the other brands in these 3 categories, especially the annual sales of $29.1 billion and more than 30,000 stores. At the same time, there are many areas where Starbucks need to improve the customer experience. The first one is price too high. Starbucks on average is increasing prices 1 to 2% on an annual basis. Price hikes have made the latte too expensive for many people. The second one is Starbucks still has a problem with long line. Starbucks launched a mobile order and pay app back in 2015. Although many online users have benefited from this, the company didn't beef up its equipment or the number of staff to fill the extra orders. When the store is full of customers ordering coffee online, many customers who don't order online simply give up buying coffee because the lines are too long. The third is coffee education. Many customers who buy Starbucks coffee lack the knowledge of coffee, such as the historical background, types, ingredients, and the origin of coffee, which greatly affects the customer experience. Starbucks should try its best to popularize coffee culture and make customers not only take coffee as a beverage.
Welcome to the next section of our presentation in which I will be discussing persona development for Starbucks. So initially, what is a persona? A persona is a fictional character created by experienced designers that represent key traits and factors of varying segments within the company's customer base. Each persona is created using collected data to identify customer touchpoints, values, and turn-offs to ensure that a service fulfills and exceeds expectations. The information generated via persona development helps to focus the design team to make sure that customers are always at the heart of decision making and that processes are never put above people. So, who are the key audience of Starbucks? We can break them down into three key personas, being the focused student, the social drinker, and the busy professional. So, on to our first customer persona, the focused student. A busy undergrad student that attaches her love of coffee to the Starbucks brand, spending hours at a time within the cafe. She requires a workspace that allows her to study without distraction and prefers as little contact with staff as possible to allow her to focus. A relatively low earner, she doesn't spend a lot of money during her visits, but regularly visits every week. Her values are centered around her need to study, focusing on pricing, comfort, and online facilities, and she likes to avoid excessive noise, interruptions, and irresponsibly sourced product lines. Our next customer persona is the social drinker. A mature woman looking for a location in which she can catch up with friends over an enjoyable cup of coffee and some pastries. She enjoys the finer things in life, and coffee is no exception, always looking to try new varieties of roasted beans and non-dairy alternatives. A medium to high earner, she spends more on average than other customers during her lengthy sporadic visits to Starbucks. She desires quality and variety in a comfortable and personal environment. As she uses Starbucks as an escape to catch up with friends, she looks to avoid negative cues such as lengthy waiting times, overcrowded areas, and children running around unsupervised. And onto our final persona, the busy professional. A modern professional that grabs his breakfast and morning coffee to take away on his journey into the office. Utilising the mobile app, he avoids queues, hoping to spend as little time in the coffee shop as possible, aiming to be in and out in under 5 minutes, having received a polite and efficient service from its employees. A high earner with little free time, he visits on a very regular basis, primarily valuing an efficient service closely linked to the mobile app. He appreciates varied breakfast options and a loyalty scheme as part of his daily routine, and he is put off a service by low quality products, insufficient waiting times, and unpleasant employees.
So in this part, I will introduce the journeyman of coffee shop. So I separate the journeyman into 4 phases. The enter the shop, order and wait, drink coffee, and stay and leave. The first phase is enter the shop. In this phase, the first touch point is the environment of coffee shop. So regarding to the environment, for example, the internal environment, for example, the light should be warm to make the customer comfortable, and the shop should be easily found by a customer. In the second phase, order and wait, the first touch point is the menu. So in this phase, the menu should be well designed to improve the efficiency of placing order. So the customer should be very easy to find what they want. And the second type point is the staff. So the customer will tell the staff what they need. So the staff should be polite and the patient to customer. In the third phase, drink coffee. So in this phrase, there are 2 touch points, sit and food. So obviously, the seat should be comfortable for customer, and the food should be higher quality. In the last phrase, stay and leave. In this phrase, customer when the customer finish their coffee, they will stay in the shop for a while. So there are 2 touch points in this phrase. The internet. So the internet should be stable and fast for the customer. and the other touch point is the toilet. So there is no doubt that the toilet should be clean and tidy, uh, and and be should be should be easily found by customer. So this is a very brief introduction for the journey map. So in next part, the the touch points will be introduced more detailed.
Alright, it's moving to the customer touchpoints. According to the customer journey maps, Starbucks touchpoints are mainly divided into online and offline aspects. And now I will talk about touchpoints for those two sections. Alright, let's move to the offline section. When customers shop in offline stores, their first touchpoints with Starbucks is the interaction with Starbucks employees. The employee will ask the customer what they want and then specify the related products according to the customer needs. After that, come to payment process, where the customer will pay for the service they specify. Finally, after customers get the Starbucks products they need, they will choose whether to enjoy their products in the store. If so, then the stores will become touchpoints between Starbucks and customers. The customer service quality. So that is my part about the touch points about online and offline section. On the other hand, let's come to the online section. Some touch points between Starbucks and customer online are also divided into remote purchase service, goods delivery, and client review. First of all, when it comes to the remote purchase service, customers can search for the products they want on the app of Starbucks, and Starbucks will also provide different customization options according to the customer's needs on the app, just like what kind of syrup to add. After a customer places an order, Starbucks will arrange a person to deliver the products to the customer. In the end, Starbucks often returns to customers who have purchased their products. They will ask customers for suggestions and make some change accordingly that can improve.
Hello, this is Lu Yuan Zhang, who will give a recommendation of this presentation. According to the Starbucks customer experience from the customer journey maps, there are 6 main potential legs for the offline consuming experience. I'm going to start with parking issue. As everyone knows, the Starbucks stores is usually located in the downtown. So their customers might experience a parking struggle due to no parking spot. Starbucks could have provided their customers with parking spots. This could encourage people to visit them often. The second negative experience may be the long-term waiting, which most of the Starbucks customers had experienced before, especially during the peak time. In this part, I really suggest Starbucks to bring in some ordering machines to help their customers to save a lot of time. Then, as my gourmet Chen Chen mentioned, Starbucks barista was depending on the automatic machine to make a cup of coffee. There is also some evidence that I read through website. A lot of customers were complaining about cookie cutter layouts. However, Starbucks is famous in a can of coffee, so customers would not wait a cup of coffee for a long time. The third one I would suggest is increasing to a full automatic mode, aimed to improve customer service efficiency with more flavor choices. For instance, some retailers did not always provide the appropriate level of comfort for customers. This is more in line with the strategy of not encouraging clients to stay in coffee store. So for the fourth recommendation, the coffee store could provide leather seats or sofa as well. In addition, I had read a blog from a loyal Starbucks customer who is also a vegan. She is totally disappointed at this brand due to there is a lack of vegan baked goods currently sold at Starbucks stores, and there is so few non-dairy options for their dessert and beverages. So please provide more vegan food choices. The barista is often over-reliant on the machine. They just put the coffee beans into grinder and put the machine-made coffee into paper cups. The sixth would be eliminating visual barrier. The customer can see the whole coffee making progress in order to increase customer and barista interaction. Moreover, due to COVID spreading, Starbucks encourages people to order online, such as Starbucks apps, Uber Eats, Deliveroo. It also has some shortage by online services. There is not enough virus spreading by ordering online and slow home delivering. So the last recommendation is increasing platform for fluency and popularity, and please expect its delivery. This is the report of our group Starbucks presentation, and thanks for your attention.